Welcome to the audience. I hope cottage cheese has been consumed by all. It's merely the most recent fad. I'm joking. Not many people are aware of it. In fact, some individuals will look at you with scorn if you suggest eating cottage cheese in a busy place. However, cottage cheese offers a wide range of health advantages, which may surprise you. Let's venture out. Are they high in protein? Can it be heart healthy? How soon might you start to lose weight, I hear you ask. By the end of the movie, you'll be eating cottage cheese with an ice cream scoop because you'll be so ecstatic about these health advantages. Let's get going. Drop in pounds. Yes, cottage cheese can aid with weight loss. Cottage cheese will enable you to consume fewer meals if you wish to drop a few pounds. You undoubtedly binge eat if you're anything like me. The good news is that cottage cheese prolongs satiety. Let's take a moment to discuss this. About 230 calories are found in 1 cup of cottage cheese. How frequently can you consume something with so little calories and still feel full? Magic exists? In reality, it is purely scientific. The substantial feeling of fullness is a result of cottage cheese's high protein content. But I'll get to that in a moment. Additionally, certain cheeses include fatty acids that promote fat burning. People who are trying to reduce weight often eat cottage cheese as part of their diet. Don't misunderstand me. This does not mean that you should consume it while seated on the couch and from the container. That is not encouraging for anyone. Several healthy foods pair well with cottage cheese. Banana, peach, and berry slices are a few of them. Adults can lose weight and keep it off by eating more cottage cheese, fruits, vegetables, and grains, according to study. Before you run to the supermarket, just keep this in mind. Cottage cheese has a lot of salt in it. Nearly 40% of your recommended daily intake of salt is contained in the same cup that I just mentioned. Besides, 11% of your daily cholesterol consumption comes from this. The cottage cheese cup can be consumed slowly. Maybe you could eat it all day. Just be mindful to limit your intake. What cheese do you prefer? Don't forget to comment and engage the Bestie community in discussion. Abundant protein. Cottage cheese would at the very least win a medal if there were prizes for protein density. On a good day, a serving of cottage cheese may have more protein than 2 whole eggs. Think about that. Over 30 grams of protein can be found in 1 cup of cottage cheese. In order to put it into perspective, adults should eat 46 to 56 grams of protein daily. Because of this, cottage cheese is essential for your quest to gain muscle. Journey. That gives it a little more weight than it really does. You must, however, take your training seriously. A friend advised me to take a bit of cottage cheese each day when I first started exercising. When lifting weights, a balanced diet is essential. Especially in relation to protein. It is necessary to build more muscle mass. This is primarily caused by casein. About 80% of the protein in cow's milk is a protein called casein. It facilitates amino acid absorption and boosts muscle mass. Therefore, eat some cottage cheese if you intend to work out at the gym this summer. I've seen for myself how helpful it is. Strengthened teeth and bones. Who would have thought that something as unimportant as cottage cheese could make you grin more? Like most dairy products, cottage cheese is rich in calcium. That cup from before has about 11% of your daily recommended intake. Want to stop your beautiful whites from fading? You may replenish the minerals in your teeth that unhealthy food has stripped away with cottage cheese. Your tooth enamel can also be restored with its aid. That is the outer coating of your teeth that serves as a decay defense. Not only will this make your smile better, it will also please your dentist. Maybe not, as you won't be visiting them as frequently. The phosphate and protein content in cottage cheese both support bone growth. Not to mention the calcium content. Consider the advice your grandfather gave you. Eat your meal, youngster. Get your strong bones. No? That is something that my father frequently said. He never really took me seriously. Age has taught me that he was explicitly referring to cottage cheese. Think of it as a bone-building supplement. Cottage cheese is one method to get your bones back in shape if your doctor recently told you that they are out of shape. To prevent insulin resistance. Talk about each one in turn. Diabetes prevention isn't the first thing that springs to mind when I think about cottage cheese. It turns out that cottage cheese reduces your body's sensitivity to insulin. Again, this has to do with calcium content. I won't go into great detail about how diabetes functions at this time. This is a dead end. That will be saved for a future video. But I can assure you that type 2 diabetes will develop from insulin resistance if you don't take precautions. And the best way to protect yourself is to consume healthier food. A 2002 study found that dairy products in general can lower your risk of developing insulin resistance. The next time you pass by a glass of milk and think, meh, who needs it? Keep in mind that consuming dairy products regularly can prevent a number of health issues from developing in the future. Anyone who has the disease will admit it. Prevention of heart disease. Cottage cheese can help prevent diabetes in addition to keeping your heart healthy. Did you know that someone in the US passes away from heart disease every 37 seconds? 1 in every 4 fatalities in the US is caused by heart disease. At this time, you should consider everything that can reduce your risk of developing heart disease. Magnesium, a substance found in cottage cheese, lowers blood sugar levels. Your immune system as a whole and the health of your heart are both benefited by this. The high protein content of cottage cheese also plays a part in this. It slows down how quickly sugar enters the bloodstream. And you'll recall that I mentioned the salt. On the other hand, the potassium in cottage cheese helps to bring things back into balance and lessen some of the negative effects of too much salt. Your heart will be most impacted if your body consistently has too much sodium. You can further lower your chance of developing heart disease by avoiding salt buildup. An additional 10 points for cottage cheese. Have you been experimenting with your diet before we continue? That could account for your recent interest in cottage cheese. See our most current video on the advantages of daily tomato consumption. Resuming our discussion of the top 7 cottage cheese advantages. Boosts digestion. There is no doubt that cottage cheese can impact how your body digests food. This is because phosphorus helps with digestion and bowel movements. I know. The words had to be spoken. Close your ears if the phrase, bowel movement, disturbs you. Magnesium, together with phosphorus, can help your digestive system. Magnesium has diuretic effects. A substantial portion of cottage cheese will ease your constipation. Not really that horrible, was it? Fortunately for your friends, you wouldn't use this kind of laxative for a cruel practical joke. However, cottage cheese can be helpful if you're looking for a snack that can calm your stomach. Folate. Why does cottage cheese contain so many complicated B vitamins? I don't believe so. I'm joking. You probably don't consider B vitamins frequently. If they are, you must understand what folate is. The production of red and white blood cells in the bone marrow depends on folate. Because it promotes the development of the fetus, pregnant women should take particular note of this. For the growth of infants and young children, folate is also crucial. Despite having a lower concentration of folate than grains and vegetables, cottage cheese nevertheless contains enough folate to meet your body's requirements. Now you can head to the supermarket. Make sure your bones can withstand the travel, though. Consume you cottage cheese? Would you consider it if you watched this video? Please share your thoughts in the following comment box. To hear from you, please, would be a pleasure.